Health Alert is brought to you by OU Physicians in Tulsa. Hello, welcome to Health Alert. I'm Pam Butler. Today we're going to talk about personality and colors for the second time, and joining me again is Dahran Goudeau, a life coach. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you for inviting me back.
Now, we had a program before where we talked about personality and colors, and for people that may not have seen that program, I want to sort of review the different personalities and the colors and what they mean, and then we're going to take it a little bit further with applying it to individuals and workplace and kids. So let's start off with the personality colors. There are basically four, correct?
Yes.
I want to start off with green because that's what I think is my dominant color. And I do want to tell viewers, as you will as well, that it doesn't mean we're only one color. We sort of have some of all of them, but one may be stronger than the other, so it may guide us more so in certain kinds of things than others would, but we're sort of a combination of all, correct?
Yes, we're a combination of all colors, but a lot of times you will see a primary color, and then sometimes you may see someone outside of the workplace, outside of that school or outside of that area, and then you'll say, I never knew that about you. I never knew that you were this type of person, because a lot of times we let our colors represent in different ways and different facets of what we actually do in all different areas. In the school, business, work, church, we can let that kind of flow in different ways.
Okay, well, let's start with green because I think my dominant color tends to be green. What is green all about?
Green is those that are out of the box, not really confined to a certain thing. They're always thinking. They're thinking about, everything. They're thinking at night. They're thinking in the day. They're thinking at work. Their mind is always racing. These are ones that doesn't really like to be confined to a desk. They like to be mobile. They like to go out. They like to relax and do things outside, not just regular inside the building. They're ones that likes to break things down and figure things out and wonder why, how come. The reason of why. And they break things down in those areas because they're always thinking and they're always wanting to know the reason behind the problem or the solution to the problem.
Right, and I think that's really a good sort of assessment because even sometimes my kids might say, Mommy, just turn your brain off.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like you're just constantly and you don't realize it, because you think everybody else is doing the same thing. I mean, you don't see it as being any different.
And that's why that sets them apart sometimes, because everyone thinks that everyone thinks that same way, and it's not. And you're always thinking, and then you may ask someone, did you see that? Did you notice that?
Right.
And they're like, I never know what you're talking about. I don't understand because I'm not on the same page or same level or same color that you are.
Right. Okay, now tell us a little bit about gold.
Gold is very organized, very, very responsible. They feel that they have to be sometime in control of something. They're the ones that feel like, if they're not able to have their hand in it, then it's not going to be right. And it's not a disrespectful thing. They just feel that they have that leadership quality, that they feel that I have the time management, I'm more responsible, I can get this done, and they will get it done because they're very organized in that area.
Okay, and I think sort of gold is my second strongest component. Let me ask you this about goals as well. Sometimes in terms of, and people may say it's leaning towards perfection, although for that individual, you really are not leaning towards perfection. It's just that you're really trying very hard to get things kind of in place and together, even like a floral arrangement. I remember one time I had artificial floral arrangement, and I remember the lady saying, but flowers don't really grow that straight or that in order. So you have to stop and think, well, you're right, but the task for me was to try to make order, to put them in a certain sequence.
And yes, and I think you can go back to that and say, we're perfectionists. We have to have it the exact way because this is the way we think it should go. That's just the wiring in our brains. We just think that's just the way it should be. And I think that's why you go back to the green. Green is more it's not straight. You know, the nature is not straight, and it has these different ways of doing things. And so with gold, you know, yes, sometimes they are trying to be perfectionists, but not in their own right.
Right.
People view them that way because they feel like they have to be, you know, straight, narrow, on time, and do everything by the book.
Right. Now let's jump into orange, because orange is that exciting, living on the edge
Yes.
kind of.
And orange is totally on the other, you know, flip side of everything, because orange is the thinking every day about something new. Every hour, every second is new for them. They don't plan ahead to a couple of days, you know, a couple of days or even an hour. You may ask an orange, "What are you doing in an hour?" And they'll say, "I don't know." You know, I may think of that because they're always thinking of everything on, and they're fun. They're loud. These are loud people. These are the ones that come in. They are the life of the party, and they want to be a part of whatever's going on so that they can hype it up and be fun with it.
Now, do the oranges, if that's your dominant color in a given situation, do they perceive some of their behavior as being distracting, or that it's just a little too much for that particular environment, or they just are reacting to the sensation and the, you know, the stimulation and
all of those things,
those kinds of things?
Yes, all of those things. They don't see it as a problem, and they don't see it as an issue with someone else. They're just who they are. And if people can't accept who they are, they will go elsewhere and be a part of that group that can accept them for who they are. They are not a group that just feels like, you know, you should just deal with the situation. But then they do feel that way sometimes. And so they kind of go back and forth with, you'll hear them say a lot of times, "I'm just being real. I'm just being me. I'm just being who I am." And they're okay with that.
Okay, now what about blues? What are they all about?
Well, blue is very, very quiet and very inward. You know, they try to keep their feelings to themselves sometimes. Very caring people. They love on people. They're the peacemakers. They don't want people to really be in fights and arguments, and they're not going to be a part of that. So if there's a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of disarray in whatever's going on, they're not going to be a part of that. They don't want to be a part of that. They want to be the peacemakers and make sure that everyone understands that we all have to get along, we all have to work together, and they love poetry. They like romance. They like reading books. They like listening to jazz or soft music. And they're just really just family. They're so into family, and their family is their heart. And everything that they do, whether it's at the job or in the church or at the home, family is always their base.
Now, are these people too, sometimes that people may see them as being more of the touchy-feely, really emotional people? Of course, the blue doesn't see it that way, but others may perceive them as being so touchy and, you know, warm and fuzzy and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and a lot of times they will take that as a personal thing, like you've hurt my feelings, or you have said something about me that really has hurt my feelings. And the blue is not really, you know, they're very emotional, and they like to be a part of something. They want people to bring them in and to make them feel a part of whatever you're doing.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of times people may take them as, you know, you're just a pushover, or you're not really, you know, standing up for yourself, and they really don't feel like they should have to stand up for themselves.
Okay, well, we're going to take a really quick break and come back and sort of apply this to some people and personalities, okay?
All right.
Please stay with us. We'll be right back.